Good morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watches the Show and Kevin as we continue into season 3 of For All Mankind. Apologies, I bought new mics this week, and they may be picking up the fact that we're having quite a rainstorm here, so hopefully that's not going to be too obtrusive. Really enjoyed another very stressful season premiere. Right in season 2, we had the solar event on the moon, which was crazy. And in this episode, or the first episode anyway, we had the near disaster on the space hotel, um, Polaris, I think it was called. Um, so I was thinking about that this week, and I was like, when Danny went out, by the time he was repairing it, um, we were at 4Gs. Danny, I'm going to guess, weighs somewhere around 175 pounds. So by the time he was hanging on to the edge of the hotel, of the spinning hotel, he was probably weighing about 700 pounds, plus ostensibly the weight of 4 spacesuits, and he was doing it one-handed. Forget being in great shape. Danny should be an Olympian. So good for him. Adrenaline kicks in, and he did end up saving himself and everybody else. So it doesn't bother me at all. I just thought, quite a feat. Um, I'm kind of curious where we're going to go with this season because with that event, we didn't cover a whole lot of setup. We do know, obviously, from the end of season 2 that Mission to Mars is where it's at. We know that the Soviets are still using Margot for information because Margot thinks that they're buddies, and Margot is misreading the situation um, pretty strongly. And really sure that the private sector is going to be a really big part of this. I don't know if like where we're at with SpaceX and all of that in our real world had any influence on the writing of the show, but I kind of feel like the private sector and NASA are going to either work in conjunction to beat the Soviets to the moon or in competition with each other. Um, One way or the other, it's going to be a really important part of the show. I'm hoping it's a necessary confluence of corporate America, in this instance, doing something good, and NASA, the government agency, kind of working together for a greater good. I know that's highly idealized given the world that we live in, but a boy can dream. I'm going to go ahead and jump into it here, but I do want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. Thank you, guys. I do like to give a special shout out to Actuarial Lurker, Balas Foldes, Chris, Jeff, Christy Geverston, NJ, Surya Gundavarapu, Weird Magic, Torgir Lingstad, Emily, Derek Peterson, and Diana Perry. Thank you, thank you. We're very glad you're here with us. If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or currently watching, please check out the link in the description below our Patreon page. On every show, including For All Mankind, we are at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are with the YouTube edits. So if you get done watching those and want to keep going, you can do it on our Patreon page. You will have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You will only see and hear me for copyright purposes. We are also watching 30 Rock. It's a Patreon exclusive.
NASA has vowed a full investigation and review of its safety.
Yeah, Sam is dead. I know it's a smaller issue, but I'm also still curious about Danny's choice of the Elvis song for his wedding dance. That seemed weird to me. So since they were partners, does this mean that Karen is really kind of taking charge of the privatized sector of space race? And this is the second time we've seen that guy, so I don't know who he is. But I bet he's going to be a part of the show because I remember him from House.
That's why I asked you here.
Is he a scientist or is he a rich guy too?
Is it not enough?
No, it's very generous. So generous, it makes me wonder why.
So he is a rich guy.
But if you were to acquire a ship, let's say my hotel, and attach your new engines to it.
That's a fascinating theory.
Is it that easy to just adapt the hotel with engines to fly it to, I guess?
Harambe. It means stronger together. That is what Helios is all about.
I mean, I don't buy this pitch from a billionaire.
Okay, Karen Baldwin. Done.
Okay, so Karen did not get remarried. She's still Baldwin. I'm assuming she didn't change her name. I couldn't tell if she and Sam were together or not. The guy did give a good speech, but, as an Elon Musk figure, I'm not really sure I trust his motives. So how does Karen stay on the show? Because I assume she does. I assumed that she was going to stay in charge of all of this. Also, the show does not get enough credit for its music. Its original scoring is really good. So I like the juxtaposition of them testing their rocket on Earth while the NASA was testing theirs on the moon. I don't know. Maybe the guy's being completely legitimate about his dad and his intentions, but I feel like in this day and age, I have a natural distrust of anybody who's worth that kind of multi-generational wealth. Is this the Ed versus Danielle decision finally being made?
I need to see the generalissimo right now.
Oh.
The committee is merely an advisory board. That's
bullshit. This is a power grab, plain and simple.
I think so too, actually.
I decide who goes up and when, no matter what she writes in any goddamn memo.
Yeah, it sounds like that might be changing.
Edward Baldwin is going to command America's first mission to Mars.
Nice. I'm glad they showed this at the beginning because the idea that Danny is smart and Ed is stupid but daring, neither one of those are really true. Danny's really brilliant, but also a good pilot. Ed is a really great pilot, but he's not stupid. They're both really qualified, is my point. This just seems like another in a long string of Karen never really knows what she wants. And that's not an indictment of her. She was offered a bunch of money for a failing company. But she always just seems to always be in transition. She really just sacrificed everything for the career, didn't she? This is really sad for Ellen. She just doesn't get to be happy.
Guess that's why I didn't get the mission. Molly gave Mars to Ed. I'm his backup.
Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I know how much you wanted it.
He didn't want her to go, did he? Yeah. I mean, I get
You don't
it.
seem all that broken up about it.
Yeah.
I had a double sawbuck on Danielle to command Mars 96. Thought it was
Does Margot not know?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand why you went with Ed.
Wait. What did you say?
Yeah, she didn't know.
Right?
Oh my god. This poor guy, not his fault. It's okay, Bill. That wasn't on you.
Molly, this isn't the 60s, and NASA's not the same place it was when Deke was around, and your blind refusal...
Oh, come on now.
That's not what I meant.
I know what you meant. I'm done debating this with you.
No, what's done is now undone. You're fired, Molly.
What?
Leave your badge at the desk on your way out.
Wow. The Soviet plant is now gone full tyrant.
What happened to Ed? Why? Oh my God, Margot, I'm so excited, and you are not gonna regret this.
I wonder if we're gonna have like a Margot downfall, because there's a real chance that she ends up in kind of the boat that Werner von Braun did on the show, right? If it comes out of what she's been doing with the Soviets, we could have a downfall for Margot. So what do these two do now? Do they go work for Helios? Is Ed going to be the commander of the Helios flight? Because that would be amazing. Like competitive missions.
Outpost. There isn't a great institution gone to hell.
Just like the two of us.
I don't think either one of these people are done. I really do hope that Helios hires both of them and that Ed's commanding their flight. We have like competing flights. I love we get so many wide shots every season of like Jamestown and just the evolution of it throughout the years.
I'm sorry.
You didn't do anything. NASA did. Bean counters taking over.
Take it easy, Ed. Don't dump this on her.
Saw this bullshit coming way back when we were on Jamestown.
Let it go, man. You're just gonna make her mad. Oh my god.
3, 2, 1, lift off!
I really like how they're showing the change here at the outpost. It's so chintzy now.
This, just having it taken away from.
That does
And
suck. Don't finish that sentence.
For what?
Don't.
I trained you. I've flown with you. I gave you your first command. We both know there are other factors at play here.
This is stupid, Ed.
If this were a level playing field, I'd be commanding this mission, and you know it.
Oh no, this is bad. Okay, Ed, you've lost me on your side a little bit here. He's just lashing out, but...
Hey, Danny.
It was a dumb thing to say, but he's hurt. I would grain of salt that a little bit.
Matches. Faded photographs in newspapers. Enough to fill a shoebox in the closet.
Okay, I'm not buying the "my life hasn't meant anything" speech from Ed. He's wallowing way too much. He's literally doing the "what have I accomplished" thing. So we cut to Helios. I think Ed is going to go work for Helios. I think he's going to be mission commander on their flight.
Hey, everybody. Bring it in.
So they really are just kind of like a community of decision makers here. That's interesting. I don't know how that works. In, practicality.
What do you guys think about having Ed Baldwin command our expedition to Mars?
That'd be radical. Like having Babe Ruth on your baseball team.
Yeah, he's a legend.
I think it's a no-brainer. He should have been first to the moon. Let's make him first to Mars.
Of course I want Ed to get it, but I do think the girl who said, let's give someone new a chance. Do you do that on something this new and big? This is really sweet of Karen, by the way.
But don't take my word for it. Take the word of the man who will command our mission.
This will be big news.
Ed Baldwin.
Fly me to the moon.
I guess this is Ed's announcement that he's not working for NASA anymore, too.
What the hell?
Not because Kelly hasn't been told yet.
We'll be going in the next Mars launch window. 1994, a full 2 years before NASA or the Soviet Union.
So now everyone's got to rush to catch up to Helios. That's how they're landing. Okay, in the teaser for the next season, it was 95. I was wondering how they got there faster. So everyone's going to be rushing it. So there will be danger.
Way to go, Ed. Stick it to the bastard.
I really hate to be in a position to be kind of rooting against Danny and Margot, because I love both of those characters and have since the show started, but I kind of got there by the way everything was handled. Firing Molly to take away her power to make these decisions, I thought it was underhanded. I'm okay. I would have been okay if it was Danielle controlling the Mars mission from the beginning, but it really sucked that Ed got told that he was and then had it taken away, and I think that's why he reacted so much worse than Danielle did. It was never given to Danielle first, right? They were both in the running, and then Ed got it. So Danielle was disappointed, but handled it better. Ed was like, "It's you." Just kidding. No, it's not. And he handled it terribly and inexcusably. He really did start while they were at the bar. I know he'd been drinking and was feeling sorry for himself, whatever, but he did really start the, you wouldn't have gotten this if you weren't black thing. Was clearly what he was about to say, because Danielle's right. She's heard it plenty of times. But I'm still kind of rooting for Helios now to beat them anyway, just because of I really feel Margot has done things kind of underhandedly, kind of trying to outmaneuver Molly and then firing Molly. And I think I'm more annoyed that she just fired Molly and just basically eliminated her position. She said, for a bunch of sycophants. That's what Ed said, for a bunch of sycophants. And I don't think Molly really deserved to be fired. Maybe she jumped the gun a little bit, but I feel like the writing was on the wall already with the memo that Molly wasn't really supposed to catch about the committee. So yeah, I still don't know if I trust the Helios people. But so far so good. They haven't given me a reason not to. But yeah, I'm kind of pulling. I mean, and I really think the show's structured that way, right? We're supposed to feel bad for Ed because he was given the job, then it was taken away from him, kind of backdoored. So I do think we're supposed to be pulling for Ed. The way Karen went in and advocated for him to get the job with Helios, the way they handled it kind of communally instead of a unilateral decision, kind of the opposite of what Margot did, right? Margot is, as Molly said, and I kind of agree, taking steps to consolidate power so that she kind of has a totalitarian regime that she runs there, kind of structuring things to where she gets to make all the decisions about NASA. And then when you, again, figure in that she is an inadvertent Soviet asset because she is, that she's kind of getting worked and doesn't realize it, is reasons to kind of pull for the private sector, at least to this point. That may change going forward through episodes. We're only 2 episodes in on the season. We're a quarter of a way through the season. Eventually, obviously, somebody gets to Mars in an earlier window. But right now, at least, I'm kind of pulling for Helios. We'll see if that continues. It's hard to root against Danielle for anything, but I'm more rooting against Margot than Danielle right now. And I really hope Molly Cobb ends up getting a job with Helios as well, because I love her to death. I'll catch you next one, guys. Thank you.